Everyone. All right, so we're in Portfolium. If you haven't watched the live lecture yet, please make sure to watch it because it goes over setting up your account. Now, you can see that I'm in my Portfolium account and I'm going to edit some of the information in here. I'm also going to edit my profile picture, but what's the first thing that you're noticing? It has a familiar feel, doesn't it? It feels a little bit like Facebook or LinkedIn in the user interface. And there's a reason for that because we're familiar with it and it'll make us more familiar using it. So let's take a look. Here I am right here. I'm a proud member of the staff of Independence University, but I want to edit some of my information. So I'm going to click on edit. And I'm going to change my profile picture. Now, something we haven't really gone over is selecting a profile picture, right? Now, you don't have to be in a business suit. You don't have to, have a professional photo, but it should look professional. Yes, this picture right here, selfie, but it looks professional. I'm looking directly into the camera. The lighting is good. I've got my glasses on. I look friendly. At least I think I look friendly. And I'm wearing appropriate attire. So even though this is a good photo, I'm going to change it because it's from a few years ago and my hair's a lot longer now. So if you were to run into me, you would say, oh, you look different from your photo. So I'm going to change it with a more recent photo from just a month or two ago. And it's really easy to do. I'm going to click on the icon that says change picture. And I can either select a file to upload or I can drag and drop one right in. But look at this. It lets you get right over to your Instagram or your Facebook or your Google Photos or even your Dropbox if you want to. So my photo is located on Dropbox, but I'm just gonna drop it in. I have it labeled here as new canvas photo. So we'll drop that on. And we'll click save. And you can adjust the bounding box if you needed to crop it in better. And again, another photo, good lighting. I'm looking into the camera. I'm looking friendly. I look approachable. There we go. And I'm also going to change my position because I'm no longer an FPA at Independence University. I'm now an associate dean. So I want to add a new position and I also want to add in some new education. So I'm going to click to add in new education. And I'm going to put in Independence University as my school and a major of Masters of Business Administration. And my start date was in 2019 and my graduation date was in, my start date was in 2018 and my graduation date was in 2019. And my GPA was a 4.0. And I'll save my changes. And then you can even add some projects that you've been working on. So do you have any projects? Like I have a business plan in here, a web tech course in code. I have some projects that I've done with the high school I work for, and I've added all of those in. So you can do that right through here as well. I'm going to click done. And then I am going to add a new position. Company, Independence University. My position is Associate Dean of Graphic Arts. And my start date, 2020. And it was April. And I'm going to mark that as my current position. And save the changes. And click done. So now I can see that, and I can even check which of my education I want to show up, and add a location as well. So I'll click save. When you're done adding little things about you, you can see your profile strength. It tells you what it is that you might be missing. Maybe I need to add more coursework or have more clubs or affiliates, and then I will get myself to the end. So add in appropriate content. Remember, even though this looks like Facebook, this isn't Facebook. This is a way for you to share yourself professionally and share the different professional gains that you are making in your field. So with that being said, let's hop on over and talk a little bit about resumes, right? So one of the biggest things that you put out there, your resume. What is rule number 1 of your resume? Spell check, spell check, spell check. As someone who has hired in the past, I cannot tell you how many people I have dismissed because their resume was riddled with errors, spelling errors, grammatical errors, things that could have easily been caught with the spell checker. And that may sound mean, but in graphic design, you need to be on the top of your game. You don't want those types of errors going off to the printer. So rule number 1, spell check, spell check, spell check. There's a bunch of different pieces to the resume puzzle, but the first thing you want to do is make sure you have your identifying information right up at the top. Your name, your current address, your phone number, your email, and then any extras. Do you have a website that has your work? Well, now you have a portfolio that you can add. Do you have social media? Is it appropriate to your job search? Do you have a page of yourself as a graphic artist with your work? That would be something awesome. Do you have a Behance portfolio of your work? Again, very appropriate to share. What are your career objectives? So when you're writing out a career objective, you want to focus on what kind of employment you want. Do you want an internship? Do you want something full-time? Are you looking for something part-time? A good career objective is essential. It needs to serve as the focal point of your resume and indicate what sort of job you're seeking and what your experience and the skill set that you have to offer is. It needs to be broad enough to cover different employment situations, but specific enough to indicate that you do have a specific position in mind. So again, what type of position do you want? Do you want something in customer service, sales, graphic design? Is there a particular industry that you want to work with? Do you want to work as a graphic designer in the healthcare industry? There are jobs that are that specific out there, and you can tailor your resume directly to those types of positions. So how do you want to format that objective? There's a couple of different formulas that we can look for. So, first off, focusing on, formula number 1, focus on the kind of position that you want. So here's an example. I'm seeking a full-time position as an online instructor at the Ogburn School. And it can be as simple as having this statement, seeking a position as A, and fill in the blank. Maybe you want to focus on the field or the industry in which you're interested in working. So, seeking an entry-level position in the education field, or seeking an entry-level position in the field of graphic design. Or Formula 3, you can focus on your skills and abilities. So an example might be seeking a position that'll utilize my graphic design, time management skills, and my strong work ethic. So there are lots of different phrases that you can add to each of those 3 formulas. For the Formula 1 example, you can say, I'm looking for a type of position that is entry level, a specific title, maybe as a warehouse associate or as an entry level intern, the name of your field, a first, second, or third shift, or even say you're specifically looking for something that might be part-time. So in Formula 2, again, that's the field. You can be specific to the type of field that you're looking for. Or be very specific to the skills and abilities that you have. Do you have Adobe Creative Suite skills? Do you have typesetting skills? Data entry? Are you accurate? Are you dependable? Do you have people skills? These are all great things that should be added to your resume. Next, what you're going to want to do is focus on your educational background. So, name of your high school, if that was the last place that you graduated from. So you can put in the city and state, your graduation date, and your GPA if it was above a 3.0, and that's optional. You can also add in the name of your college. Put in that you are at Independence University, the city and the state of the school. So put in Salt Lake City, Utah, and your expected date of graduation. And again, if you're currently holding a 3.0 or higher GPA, add it. And again, make sure that you are formatting things correctly. When you add in, part-time employment, summer jobs, full-time employment, you're going to want to name the name and city and state of the company, your job title, the date, month and year to month and year. If you're currently working there, put in current. A description of your responsibilities and accomplishments, and you can bullet point those items. Make sure you have action words. Did you construct something? Are you good at setting things up? Did you market something? Use some buzzwords when putting together your resume. And then having those extras. Do you excel at a sport? Are you fluent in 2 languages? Do you have specific computer skills? You should list them. But remember, be honest. Do not exaggerate those skills. And include dates wherever appropriate.